What's up, fuckers? All right. Today, I wanted to discuss with you guys a knife that I love to hate. Love to hate it because I have an issue with it that we're going to go over today. The knife in question is none other than the Kizer October. However, there are a couple of versions of the October, so I want to make sure we're clear here. The knife that I'm talking about, or rather the version I'm talking about today, is going to be the frame lock version. But first, if you enjoy this content, I'd ask that you would share, like, comment, most importantly, subscribe. It does help the channel, helps that algorithm, and helps your boy to go viral. Okay, back to the knife. This Kizer October is a knife that I had eyed for ever since it dropped, actually, the titanium version, that is. I saw it last year. I think when it first dropped, it was like $170 or something like that. I held off on buying it, and then in December last year, I saw the price had dropped down to about $140, so I jumped on it, man. And the reason why I love to hate it is because of this damn lock bar. This is the frame lock version. They had initially dropped a liner lock version early in the year. But that one wasn't as appealing to me. This one was. And then once I got it, I realized how sensitive that lock bar is, man. I mean, you can't breathe on this bitch and it'll lock you out. If I hold it left-handed, it's quite a bit easier for me to stay off that lock bar, and I can deploy it via the flipper tab rather easily. No problem there. However, the reverse flick is not happening left-handed. Now, if I hold it right-handed, which is the way I carry my knives, I can easily deploy the reverse flick. No problem there. However, with the flipper tab, you do have to stay completely off this lock bar. If I touch it the slightest bit, it locks me out. So I have to make a conscious effort to stay clear of the pocket clip completely. So much so that when I was first having the issue once I bought the knife, this is the pocket clip that comes standard on the October. I thought perhaps that was the issue. I thought maybe that pocket clip was leaning too much on the frame lock itself. So I went ahead and swapped out clips, took the clip off the Escort, threw it on here. It's actually more appeasing to me visually, so I like that for that reason. And it has seemed to help quite a bit, actually. Not as much as I thought it would help, but it did help some. Now let's talk about the knife itself. The October was actually designed by Dmitry Osarenko, and he did a collab with Kizer. If you're not familiar with Mr. Dmitry, he's actually a renowned Russian knife maker. He lives out there in St. Petersburg, Russia. The knife's got an overall length of 7 inches. Our blade length's coming in at just under 3 at 2.87 inches. Closed length, which is basically our handle length, is 4.1 inches. The blade is a gorgeously black wash finish, CPM 20CV. It is in the sheep's foot cleaver style configuration with a flat grind on the blade. The scales are gray titanium. We have a brass pivot collar on both sides. Really looks good with that black pivot. The scales have quite a bit of texturization on it. I don't know why I said texturization. It has quite a bit of texture on it. This forward finger choil right here does allow for a full purchase, no refund. Full purchase, no refund. That's right. So that choil, in addition to the fine jimping they have here at the base of the spine, does lock you in for your cuts. It is ergonomically fantastic. I mean, ergonomically fantastic. I got no complaints on that. Your other form of deployment is that hole cutout, which I can get really good reverse flick style, and the fuller as well. Let me back out a little bit. The pocket clip, unfortunately, is right-hand tip-up carry only, so no lefty love on the pocket clip. And the lock bar access, they give you plenty of lock bar access. I mean, you can drive a damn truck through that. So the positives far outweigh the negatives for me on the knife. But just that one negative, you know, it was almost a deal breaker for me. When I bought it and I first had that issue, I was like, oh, hell no, you going back. But I said, fuck it, man. Because once again, the positives outweigh the negatives. If you haven't had the chance to hold the October, I'm going to throw up a couple of quick knives up here just for you guys to get a better idea. None better than the hottest knife in the game right now, which is the Devo Mash. The October is smaller than the Mash. Then we're going to put it up there against that Kubi Momentum. One of the best knives, budget knives last year, in my opinion. I really wish Kubi would come out with a premium version of this. I think it would sell like hotcakes. Let's put up a couple of more. Classic knife, QSP Penguin. So it is just a hair smaller than the Penguin. Up there against that Hogue Deca. That Hogue Deca looks good, don't it, with them OG goat scales. That shit is hard. That changed the knife for me, bro. I was kind of on the fence also with this knife when I first bought it, but those scales really did it for me. Let's put up two more. Put it up there against the Spyderco Sage 5. Perfect EDC in my opinion. And lastly, an American classic, Benchmade Mini Grip Tillion. So it's literally more closer in overall length to the Mini Grip and closer to thickness of the Sage 5. Hopefully that gave you a better idea of the size of the October. Now, lastly, would I recommend this knife? Yeah, I would, man. You may not have as much of a problem with the lock bar lockout like I have. Maybe your grip is different than mine, but I've come to adjust. As Kizer told me, I've practiced more. So there you have it, man. Kizer October. What y'all think about it? Do y'all have the same issues? Let me know in the comments. Love you, mean it. Until the next time, cut something, cut someone, just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers.